'93. It was very disappointing to us because we felt that we had the team. For whatever reason, we just didn't get it done.
Following the disappointment of the previous season, the Knicks entered the 1993-94 campaign on a mission.
In '94, the Knicks were a serious contender for a championship. I think he was ready and showed that he was ready.
Starks, now among the game's elite, was named to the 1994 Eastern Conference All-Star team.
Starks for three, and a big tray it is for John Starks with 9.
Starks making the All-Star team in '94 was pretty crazy.
It was like a combination of all the work that I put into it and the dreams that I had.
For him to go from literally nowhere less than 5 years before to the biggest stage, I mean, it was pretty remarkable.
As the season continued, Starks' focus shifted to the playoffs. But just one month before the postseason was set to begin, he suffered a severe knee injury in Atlanta.
When I tore my knee up in '94 against Atlanta, I can remember the doctors told me I can be back in 6 weeks. I said, I'm gonna be back before then. I was convinced that I was gonna be back for the playoff.
A standing ovation. Welcoming back John Starks.
He always came back earlier than expected. So I wasn't surprised when he did make it back. It took him a little while to get back in the groove, and then he really had a very good playoff run.
John Starks drives to the baseline, lets it go. John Starks is back.
He, started to contribute more and more, certainly against Indiana in the East Conference Finals. He played a major role.
Starks for
they mirrored us in a lot of ways. They try to play defense. They try to be physical. John Starks and Reggie. It was a battle.
Starks. John Starks with the three.
emboldened by a dramatic win over Indiana, Starks and the Knicks jumped out to a 3-2 advantage over the Houston Rockets in the 1994 NBA Finals.
Oh, man. I was having a great series.
In game 1 of that series, he had a bad game, but then the next 5 games, he scored more than 20 points in each game.
In game 6, the Knicks were down, I think, double figures in the second half. And they had put on a furious comeback. For 3. Yes. John Starks unleashing, hits the 3. Starks has terrorized the Rockets in the 4th. John Starks keeping the Knicks alive. Starks' fourth-quarter heroics put the Knicks on the brink of a championship. 6:10 seconds to go. Rockets lead by 2, and here is Starks. I would not be surprised to see John Starks take a 3-point shot here. John's got the ball, and he's got the option to drive to the hole with Patrick as a trailer or shoot outside.
Hakeem was guarding Patrick, and I came off, and I did a step back, and I thought I had cleared him.
Rockets do not want to foul. Starks for 3.
That shot felt so good. I just knew it was money, and he just got his fingertips on it.
Came up short. The game is over, and it will go to a 7th and decisive game on Wednesday.
They had a 3-day layover between game 6 and game 7, so he said he just sat in his hotel room the whole time just thinking about the game and working himself up into the fervor. He didn't even sleep the night before the game 7.
A matter of us coming out and proving to everybody else, we're proving to ourselves that we're a much better team than Houston.
Welcome to the summit for Game 7 of the NBA Finals.
For me, when I have to think about something too long and you want it so bad, you don't go out there and play a relaxed game.
Here Starks. Rockets with a 1-point lead. Here's Starks.
I think I was just rushing more so than anything, you know. Just too quick on my release.
Starks again.
You get to game 7 and your shots aren't going down. If you're a shooter, what do you do? Well, you keep shooting.
It was torture. It was torture. Watching John die, you know, with his shooting.
Here's Starks.
Oh, it definitely was a nightmare. Because you dream about playing in these type of games. It just didn't happen for me that particular night. There was no point in a game where guys would tell me, stop shooting the ball. You know what I mean? Because they know my MO. They know one shot can get me going real quick.
John Starks having another good look, and this thing falls about 5 feet short, as nobody appeared to hit his arm. And it's just been unbelievable.
That was who he was. He always remained confident no matter what he was shooting. He thought he was hot, and he would get hot.
John Starks never knew about fear. He was thinking something good's going to happen because he had always seen something good happen after all the torment that he went through as a kid.
He's supposed to be in the guard. I mean, he's in Nick. People will always welcome him because he was a reflection of New York, of the fans.
Everybody sacrificed to end the season, you know, hopefully with a championship, but we came up short.
Every now and then I have a guy who come up. John, game 7. It's always going to be linked to me.
He's paying the price. I've been with him a few times, and people come out of the clear blue, man. Start yelling 2 for 18. You know, it's pretty cold.
Game 7 in the dog probably share equal prominence. It's almost like those it's like the theater masks. It's like the laughing and crying thing. You know, it's like you've got that yin and yang balance with him.
John has sort of had to carry a cross, but anyone that was with that team that whole season knows John Starks didn't have the year he had. The Knicks don't even get close to playing in Houston in the third week in June.
A lot of his critics still talk about that particular game, but that's John Starks. If he was losing confidence after doing it that way, he wouldn't have been in the NBA.
His gritty determination was on display yet again when the Knicks signed Allen Houston in 1996. Relegating Starks to the bench.
John was the first guy to welcome me in the Knicks practice facility. Gave me a big hug, said, "Man, welcome."
Here's Houston for 3. Yes!
When Allen first came here, I felt that it was an opportunity for us to, you know, get to a championship because I knew that he was a great scorer from playing against him. And so I wanted to welcome open arms and broke the ice between us. You know, we're good friends to this day.
Starks' career had been about, you know, having things and having them taken away from him and having to fight his way back to those things. So for Starks, I'm sure it wasn't a totally new experience.
His attitude was, I'm going to go out and be the 6th man of the year, which he was.
what that shows people is that unselfishness that you have to have in order to play at this level at times. When I was traded to Golden State, it was it was disheartening, because it's what I plan on ending my career here in New York.
Though no longer with the team, his place in the hearts of Knicks fans was unmistakable when he returned to the Garden to watch a playoff game in 1999.
I'm sitting there watching in the tunnel, and all of a sudden the camera panned on me, and the crowd just erupted. The emotions that was going, it took everything to hold back the tears. You can see it in my eyes. I was watering up. That right there showed me that they appreciated what I brought to the table.
Starks' playing days ended after stints in Chicago and Utah. From there, he set about imparting the lessons learned from his journey through the John Starks Foundation.
I think sometimes, the young people out there, they get sidetracked because of what's their environment may consist of, or that they don't see themselves being successful. And I tell them, success comes with a vision. I wanted to be a professional basketball player at a young age. Obviously, my route was a lot different other player that came through here. But the vision was there. And I was steady, even though I was going through all my trials and tribulations. Basketball was my driving force and keeping me focused.
These days, Starks is back home at Madison Square Garden, working in alumni relations and fan development.
I love what I do. Love to be out, mingling amongst people.
He's supposed to be in the Garden. I mean, he's a Knick. People will always welcome him because he was a reflection of New York, of the fans. You know, come from. He came from working his butt off.
Yeah, a guy who had been back in groceries years before starting and playing huge roles for this team and getting into the finals, you know, and being an all-star, winning Sixth Man of the Year. He really went from nothing to something.
You don't realize how much effect that you have on people's lives. And I get notes, you know, from kids. I get notes from adults to say thank you for your hard work and your perseverance. You know, whenever you can inspire people to do their best in life, you know, that's what it's all